So good afternoon. Just a quick announcement. We're a little early from getting ready to go, but we are in need of 1 to 2 timers. I think we just need backup timers. So a really easy job for anybody who's out in the parking lot and wants to see their kids or kid swim. We are in need of, I believe, 1 to 2 backup timers. So if you are out in the parking lot, regardless of team, and you'd be willing to come in and help us out, we would sincerely appreciate it. We cannot get started tonight until we have the requisite number of timers and backup timers. So if we do not have the timers we need, we're going to be delayed on our start. And I know nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be delayed, because that means we get home later and it's Sunday night. So if you can help out with timing, we would appreciate it. You can come in about 10 minutes or so. The timers will probably be congregating in the hallway. You can send me a message on here to let me know so I can alert the Gator management that we will have a couple timers. But again, we're looking for 1 to 2 timers for tonight. I believe you would be a backup timer. We are short right now, and we will not be able to start the meet until we have enough timers. So I'll be back on in about 10 to 12, maybe 15 minutes or so, but hopefully we do have someone out there willing to time. So thank you in advance for your cooperation. Can you hear me? Perfect. So good evening and welcome to the Mayor's Natatorium on the Seekonk High School campus for tonight's final session. Yeah, that's for tonight's finals session of our Gator Swim Club Seekonk Trials Finals meet. You see warm-ups are still going on. It's been a great we come upon championship season, which starts in just a few weeks. So a full slate of championship meets coming up in July and August for all of the different age groups. So it's good to be getting back to some level of normalcy here in the swimming world. Don't know if this is going to be our last meet inside Seekonk High School. As many of you may or may not know, Seekonk High School is our training pool for Gators for Gators Seekonk. But our home pool, as you all know, is Brown University. Brown has been closed to the outside for over a year now. So we're hoping that in the fall, we will take another step towards normalcy and get back to Brown, but we don't know. So wherever we're swimming, we will be swimming someplace in the fall. And wow, somebody has a bad sunburn in lane 6. That looks painful. This is the time of year you see a lot of sunburns out there with the swimmers. Whoa, that one looked tough. Poor kid will probably go out and swim a personal best tonight and win the whole event. So I have Elisa Pelchat joining me. She's doing the camera here tonight. She's complaining because her headphones only have one ear of audio because she was bumped from the other varsity pair, because we are going to have someone who's very familiar to the Gator community, at least the Gator Seekonk team. Corinne Cartwright is a member of the Gators team, so she's a very well-accomplished age group swimmer. She holds many of the Gator, or should I say Seacoast records, still on the team. 8 and under, 9 and 10, 11 and 12. So Corinne is 15. She is entering her sophomore year at Seekonk High School. In addition to being a standout swimmer, she is a honor roll student every quarter, which is actually the more important thing here. So Corinne's going to be joining us to give us some insight and commentary into the finals tonight. Corinne is an alternate on a couple of different races tonight, so the 50 free and the 100 fly. So she'll be here with me, but ready to jump into the pool at a moment's notice. So I'm really looking forward to get some insight from Corinne into not only the races and what's going on, but more so the mental aspect of swimming. You know, how do you prepare for a trials finals meet? What's the best practice? Do you take a nap? Do you not take a nap? How much do you eat? You know, what's the best way to stay ready for that meet? You know, when you're swimming in a lot of prelim events and hoping to make finals, do you go all out in the prelims? When do you turn it down a little bit? When do you kick it up? So there's a lot of questions that I'd like to get some insight from Corinne on, who is an actual swimmer and not just an average Joe hack like myself, who never swam and has just come to learn the sport over the past 5 or 6 years, since my daughter Addison began swimming at 9 years old. My daughter Avery has been swimming since she was like 3. So we certainly got Avery started a lot earlier. That's the benefit of being a little sister. She got to get started earlier than Addison. Avery swam this afternoon in both sessions in the 10, both days, in the 10 and under. So looking forward to have Corinne with us. She'll be joining us shortly. Our first event tonight is going to be event number 42, the girls 13 and over 200 freestyle. So as always, we'll go with the B final, then the A final. The 11 and 12s, there's only one final. So in any 11 and 12 final, it is just the 11 and one heat that will be with us. I think we have enough timers, but I'm not sure. I'm going to find out. I know we have some parent timers in the building. Avery, go ask Caitlin if we need more timers. Just lean over the railing. So I'm sending my daughter to go ask Caitlin if we need more timers. We did need them at some point. Okay, so we're good to go. We do not need any more timers. We have enough timers. So we have enough timers here. The first heat is going to be lining up. We got 56 people on board so far. We should go over 100. Make sure you hit that like button. You've heard it ad nauseum from me this weekend. You're going to hear it in your sleep. But please hit that thumbs up button on your phone, tablet, computer, wherever you're watching. Especially in a final session like tonight, we want to get as many likes as possible to make sure that that video gets elevated up and promoted well in those Google search results. Again, many colleges increasingly turning to YouTube and other video platforms for recruiting. What better way to get your child some exposure than on YouTube? You can also, for those technologically savvy, you can go onto the races and make your own highlight clip of your kids' races on YouTube. You can easily, with different software, cut and trim. And now with the scoreboard on the screen, that's certainly going to be helpful as well. We also will have live results on swimnerd.live. Just type in BGSC. You'll see a bunch of different meets in there, but this one is, I think I called it Sunday Finals or SUN Finals, something like that. Gives you the real-time scoreboard and splits. So it's what we have here. It's what we use here.
Our first event this evening is event number 42. It's the 13 and over girls 200-yard freestyle. This is the 13-14 B final.
So Corinne is just about to join us. As we talked about earlier, we're ready to kick off. Lane 1, Chloe Song. Lane 2, Bella Newburn. Lane 3, Audrey Bonin. Lane 4, Madison Stearns. Lane 5, Sydney Brady. Lane 6, Jane Dater. So, Corinne, thank you for taking the time to join us tonight. Oh, are you talking? I can't hear you.
Am I on?
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. All right, so, Corinne, 200 freestyle here. Talk to us a little bit about the strategy involved in a race like this. If you swam prelims in the morning, maybe you didn't go all out. Now you're in the finals. What's the strategy for pacing?
A lot of the 2 free, as much as people want to pace it, it's really a glorified sprint. You know it's going to burn. You know it's going to be tough. But starting off strong and then just working your way up, getting stronger until you're in that middle 100 where you really just want to pick it up, and then holding on for dear life for that last 50.
Good description there. Sydney Brady In the lead after 100, Jane Dater in second, Audrey Bonin going third. So Brady split a 101.33 on that as they make the turn for home. So Brady won multiple events last night, I believe, in finals, and she's going to run away with the B finals here. Sydney Brady from Crimson in lane 5. She'll go a 134.90. She'll take first. Audrey Bonin second. And no, we're not done yet. We're not done. Corinne, I always do this. I always make a mistake at some point in the broadcast, and I say a race is done. Talk to me about that final 25 real quick here. What's it like?
It burns. You just want it to be over with, but it's a fight all the way to the end.
So Audrey Bonin making a move here in lane 3. Brady's led all the way, and it will be Audrey Bonin, 208.12. So Sydney Brady led for 180 yards of this 200, but it was Audrey Bonin taking the B final out of heat, lane number 3. Sydney Brady takes second. Madison Stearns third. This is the A final coming up. Joss Halsey in lane 1, Maggie Holland in 2, Alexandra Akhmeva in 3, Peyton Brady in lane 4, Katrin Dupre in 5, and Ksenia Bagdasarian in lane 6. So, Corinne, let's talk about starts. So we all know starts and turns are extremely important. I would think starts are more important in a race like a 50 that's really quick. How important is it in a race like the 200 to get a good start?
Yeah, definitely in the 50, you want your reaction time to be at its best because it's a really important part, especially when you're going fast. But for a 200, it really starts you off really strong to get off the block fast and hit your underwaters, and it makes you feel good. It makes you confident for a race that's hard like the 200.
So Akhmeva and Brady were 1 and 2 at the first 25 turn. They're coming in here 450. So it looks like it remains Akhmeva and Brady, 1-2. Joss Halsey running third. We talked about this a little bit as well. Typically, Corinne, in finals, there aren't many open lanes. But let's just say you have an open lane. You're swimming out of lane 5 and there's no one in lane 6. Does that help you or does it hurt you?
I think that may depend on the swimmer. I know especially in a 200, there's a lot of ways that people swim it. So you're kind of swimming in your own lane, but when it's like these ladies in lanes 3 and 4, you're really using the other people next to you to push you.
And those ladies would be Peyton Brady in lane 4, Alexandra Akhmeva in lane 3. It's Brady who has now overtaken Akhmeva by about 0.2 here as they come upon the final 25. So Akhmeva in lane 3, Brady in lane 4. This one's too close to call, and it will be Alexandra Akhmeva taking it 158.61. Peyton Brady goes a 158.90. That's good for second. Joss Halsey goes 201 for third. So Alexandra Akhmeva, your A final winner in the 13 and 14s. We'll move on to the 15 and over B final.
This is heat 3, the 15 and over B final.
Lily Moy in lane 1, Sadie Brown in lane 2, Kelsa Dador in 3, Savannah Lombardi in lane 4, Ella Kunanen in lane 5, Chelsea Friedland in lane 6. So, Corinne, it's been quite the unusual year for everybody. Over a year in COVID. So how do you feel all of the changes have impacted most swimmers?
It's definitely been hard on everyone. I know that I've felt that on a personal level. It's been really hard for me to get back to where I was. And everyone's kind of starting fresh, but using whatever they had before to get a kick start. So I know Elizabeth Basel said, it's like money in the bank. You can always go back to it. So your skills will always be there. It's just about building up your endurance and your strength and your speed.
So Sadie Brown at the 100 out of lane 2. So she's from Crimson. She splits a 56-76, followed by Kelsa Dater. Chelsea Friedland in lane 6 from Crimson is in third. So it's 1, 2, 3 Crimson here. Although Savannah Lombardi in lane 4 is making a bit of a move here. You know, we were out of the pool for a long time, Corinne. When you finally got back in last year, what was that like after not swimming? When you're so accustomed to swimming every single day, when you go a month or two without swimming, what was that like?
First off, it was pure joy. Just, we're in the pool 2 hours a day, every day with our swim family. So for being out of the water for so long, you just miss it. So just getting back to it was...
So Brown, not to interrupt, Sadie Brown in lane 2, Kelsa Dater in 3. They're battling it out. And it's Kelsa Dater taking it, 156.31. Sadie Brown goes a 156.39. So 8/100ths separate the top two. Chelsea Friedland came in third, but it was Kelsa Dater taking your B final. We'll get back to Corinne in a minute. This will be the A final for the 15 and overs and the 200 free. Bella Smith in lane 1, Tegan Jeffers in 2, Abby McGuire in lane 3, Ainsley Nayland in 4, Cambria Jewett in 5, Isabella Bobasea in lane 6. So Abby McGuire was your top qualifier, 155.84 McGuire. She's in lane 3. We've talked about this. She's a recent graduate of North Kingstown High School. She'll be swimming at James Madison University in the fall. She's out quick, 26.06 her split. She's followed by Tegan Jeffers and Ainsley Nayland. So lanes 2, 3, and 4 is where all the action is right now as McGuire has gotten out to an early start. Corinne, do you prefer sprinting, mid-distance, let's say we call 200 mid-distance, or longer distances?
Definitely mid-distance. I feel like there's a lot more opportunity and like different things that can happen in a mid-distance event.
As we continue to watch McGuire, who has distanced herself quite a bit from the field right now. So McGuire in the pink suit, black Gators cap in lane 3. Looks like Ainsley Nayland is running the closest to her in lane 4. Tegan Jeffers in 2, but now Bella Smith is making a move from Crimson in lane 1. So McGuire remains your leader. Jeffers and Nayland are battling for second. Bella Smith wants to get in on that conversation. She's in lane 1 as they'll make their final turn for home. So Abby McGuire will be your A flight winner. The question will be second. Will it be Nayland, Jeffers, or Smith? Looks like Ainsley Nayland has it nailed down. So Nayland will take second. Tegan Jeffers will take third. So it's Abby McGuire with a 153.89 taking the A flight. So we'll move. So we'll move on to our next event, boys 13-14 200 freestyle. Alex Abdalin in lane 1, Maritz Gerhard in 2, Jackson White in lane 3, Jack Eady in 4, George Lamb in 5, and Breakin Shea in 6. So Corinne, you talked about how it's been challenging for yourself. What's been the most challenging? What's been the hardest thing to get back, so to speak?
I'd say my endurance, the speed work, you know, it's really easy to do short distance speed, but keeping up with on those mid-distance events and having the strength to finish them out, definitely. And a lot of swim is a mental game. So when you know where you were before and not putting up those times or not being where you were, it's really taxing on the mind.
So as we watch the men fly along here, Jack Eady in first in lane 4, followed by Jackson White and Moritz Gerhard. So all three sub 58, actually sub 59. Gerhard in lane 2, White in lane 3, Jack Eady in lane 4. So right now it looks like it's White and Eady battling it out in lanes 3 and 4. They're coming in for the 150. They're almost stroke for stroke. It was Eady who touched first. About a half a second lead on White. About a 2.5 second lead over Gerhardt. So we'll stick with the live action here as we take these guys home for the final 25. So once again, Jackson White from Liquid Space in lane 3. Jack Eady from Gators in lane 4. They're stroke for stroke. Eady's been leading, and it looks like it will be Jack Eady from Gators, 159.03 to Jackson White's 159.05. 2/100ths of a second separate them. George Lamb from Crimson takes third, 2:03.40.
When it's so close like that, the race plans and the technique that I was talking about, that's completely out the door. When they're neck and neck, all it is about getting your hand on the wall first.
Ara Parsegian in lane 1, Holden Brown in lane 2, Nick Kavik in 3, Keith Hartman in 4, Pierce Broush in lane 5, Matthew Smith in lane 6. So we did have a question on the live stream by Andrew Downing. So what is the difference between BGSC and BGSC $? That's a good question. So I believe the $sign after the BGSC denotes it's a Gators North swimmer, and just plain BGSC is a Gators Seekonk swimmer. And I believe it's the same differentiation between Crimson North and Crimson South. I don't know which one is their North and which one is their South, Andrew, but that is what that stands for. So, Corinne, already got a little bit of a fan club here. Some good comments about you on the live stream. Once again, I'm being joined by Corinne Cartwright. She is a 15-year-old on Gators, a very well-accomplished swimmer, has been swimming for a long period of time, holds many of the Gators Seacoast 8 and under, 9 and 10, 11 and 12 records, a multiple-time age group and zone swimmer, also a standout swimmer at Seekonk High School, and like we talked about earlier, more importantly, always on the honor roll, highest honors. So even more important than the stuff that happens in the pool. Nick Kavik, as we get back to the action, is in leading the way. Holden Brown in second. Kavik's got about a second lead over Brown. Pierce Broush in lane 5 in third. Corinne, we're going to talk about Nick Kavik in a minute, but let's finish this one up. So Kavik in lane 3, effortlessly gliding through the water, will take it. 152.51. Holden Brown second, 152.94. Third place goes to Keith Hartman, 155.72. So, Corinne, remind me, I got to ask you a couple of questions about Kavik momentarily. So, Nick Kavik, your 200 freestyle, 13-14 A-flight winner. Owen White in lane 2, Alex Lopes in 3, Dan Brudney in 4, Ryan Kornacki in 5. So, Corinne, I wanted to talk to you about Nick Kavik. Nick, fairly new to the Gators team. I shouldn't even say that. He's probably been here almost 2 years now. But Nick seems to effortlessly glide on top of the water. How does he do that? What is so different about Nick's freestyle stroke that makes him so fast in the water from what you've been able to see?
That is a good question. I wish I knew, because I would try and make my freestyle like his. I think you can, by looking at him, he's on the smaller side compared to some of the guys. But he has a lot of muscle, and he pulls his weight. So I think not being huge, but having that muscular strength, he can just pull himself really easily through.
Really, he's got that bulldog mentality as well, right? So he always wants to win. He's always looking to chase someone down. So back in action here, Alex Lopes in lane 3, leading the way. Dan Brudney making a little bit of a move here in lane 4. Both swimmers from Gators, Alex from Seekonk, Brudney from Gators North, but it remains Alex Lopes, 122.76, almost a 2-second lead on Brudney at this point. Owen White from the Storm in lane 2 is running third, but this race is Alex Lopes' to lose here. He'll enter the final 25 with about a 2-second lead on Brudney.
You mentioned that bulldog mentality. Nick is willing to do whatever it takes.
So Alex Lopes will take it, 151.97. Brudney will take second, 153.48. Owen White will take third, 158.40. So Alex Lopes, your B flight winner. Congratulations to Alex. We'll move on to the A flight here, 15 and over finals. All 6 lanes will be occupied. This should be a quick one here. Paul Denega in lane 1, Benjamin Lee in 2, Gabe Lee in 3, William Anon in 4, Garrett Jones in 5, Michael Yang in 6. So Corinne, getting back to that bulldog mentality, talk a little bit about what do people have that? Do swimmers automatically have that in their DNA, or do you learn that bulldog type of mentality in a sport like swimming, which is so mentally tough?
Yeah, it is definitely something that you learn. Being that I've been in the sport for so long, I definitely didn't have that at first, but when you really love the sport and you realize all it has to offer and you have your teammates by your side pushing you every day, that mentality of doing whatever it takes to get it done, it really comes through.
So at the 50 split, we have Gabe Lee followed by Benjamin Lee and William Anon. They're 1, 2, 3. All within 0.4 of a second of each other. So coming into this finals, Gabe Lee was your top qualifier, 142.95. You'll see Lee is out in front of Anon right now. So 116.54 for Lee, 117.05 for Anon in lane 4 as they've pulled away a little bit from Benjamin Lee. He's still in the mix in lane 2. But as we approach the final 25 here, it will be between Lee and Anon will not catch him. It will be Gabe Lee in lane 3, 142.60. Anon takes second, Lee takes third. So Gabe Lee from Gators, 142.60 for the victory, 0.3 of a second faster than his prelim time this morning. I have another question for you, Corinne, on the bulldog mentality. We'll wait till these 11, 12 butterflyers get going. This is event 56, the girls 11 and 12 100-yard butterfly. Sophie Doucette in lane 1, Kara Wilson in 2, Elizabeth Guevara in 3, Reese Gravelin in 4, Sasha Bagdasarian in 5, and Samantha Ikabuchi in lane 6. Corinne, at what age do a lot of, like, when did you get that bulldog mentality? You know, was it 8, 9, 10? Was it earlier? Was it later? When did you really get that fierce competitive spirit?
I would say probably 12-ish is when I really started to love the sport and to get that mentality of we're going to come here to work. We're going to get this.
Next event is event number 57 is the boys 11 and 12 100-yard butterfly.
So Guevara, we saw Elizabeth Guevara out in front early this morning. She died a little bit. I was talking to her after the prelims. She's not dying here this afternoon. So Elizabeth Guevara will be your Winner in lane 3. It will be Reese Gravelin taking second. Third place looks to come on to lane 5. That's Sasha Bagdasarian. So Elizabeth Guevara, your 11-12 winner. We'll move into the boys in a second as I have a butterfly question for Corinne because she is notably very strong in the butterfly. So lanes 2 and 6 will be open here. Liam Hauser in lane 1, Riley Wilson in 3, William Park in 4, Lucas Wang in lane 5. So Corinne, what's the race strategy for the 100 fly?
So I have been racing the 100 fly a lot, and there are a lot of different ways that you can do it. Definitely getting your feet up, getting the up kick with the bottoms of your feet is really important so that you can go out fast in that first 50 and keep the kick strong coming home, because it is a lot on your arms, so you can't rely solely on your arms. That's definitely something I've been learning. But that second 50, it's all about mental toughness and holding on.
Holding on, and that's something that Riley Wilson hopes to do in lane 3. So he's your leader from the Storm. He's got about a 3-second lead on William Park right now as they head for home. So Riley Wilson, the 11-year-old, swam a 1:17.30 this morning. He's showing that bulldog mentality as he explodes towards the finish line. 1:17.30 was his prior time. He'll go a 1:17.63 tonight, but he will take it. William Park will go a 1:25.12. He'll take second. Third place looks to be coming from lane 1, and it was Liam Hauser. So Hauser takes it. We'll move into event 44, the B final for the girls. So we had a definite false start there. Jillian Blasi in lane 1, Jillian Giesler in 2, Caroline Blakesley in lane 3, Taylor O'Neill in 4, Carrie Cabral in lane 5, Jillian Frechette is in lane 6. We're going to keep it here with the action for a moment. Caroline Blakesley in lane 3, out early, 29.71. I think we're going to have multiple DQs there. It looked like there were at least 2 swimmers who left very early. I'm not going to speculate. I'll let the officials do that, but it looked like we did have at least 2 swimmers who left early. So we'll see what happens here, but meanwhile, Caroline Blakesley from Crimson leading the way in the B final here. She'll take it 105.17. Taylor O'Neill will go a 107.18 for second. Third place will be Jillian Giesler. So Checkmate Mobile for the official results there. We'll move on to the A final.
8-2, 13-14 A final.
Bella Newburn in lane 1, Angela Parasault in lane 2, Joss Halsey in 3, Ksenia Bagdasarian in 4, Peyton Brady in lane 5, and Alexandra Akhmeva in lane 6. So Joss Halsey out to the quick start in lane 3, followed by Peyton Brady in lane 5. So Halsey has moved significantly ahead of the field. Peyton Brady is running second in lane 5. No one is going to catch Halsey here, so Joss Halsey will be your A-flight winner. In lane 3, 58.92, she'll be followed by Peyton Brady in lane 5. Third place will go to Ksenia Bagdasarian in lane 4. So Joss Halsey, your A-flight winner. Corinne, take a look at the starts here. Let's talk about starts and who has the best reaction time, what lane. Kind of tough to tell on that one. It looked like everybody had a good start. Julia Pelchat in 1, Grace Bogosian in 2, Addison Abreu in 3, Sonia Mlakar in 4, Emily Kang in 5, and Olivia Klipfel in lane 6. So this is the B final for the 100 butterfly for the 15 and overs. So it's Mlakar to the wall first, followed by Abreu and Kang. Mlakar at 27.98, Abreu at 28 flat. So 2 100ths separating them at the 50 turn. Looks like they're almost simultaneously at the wall on the far end. So it's going to be Mlakar and Abreu coming down the stretch here. Abreu in lane 3, Mlakar in lane 4. It looks like Mlakar has a slight lead. Both swimmers are tired, and it is Abreu who takes it. 59.13 for Abreu. Mlakar will take second, 59.26. Emily Kang, third, 100.79. So your B flight winner is Addison Abreu. We'll move in to the A flight. Braylon Wilson in lane 1, Abby McGuire in lane 2, Maddie Wambach in 3, Hope Zayafith in 4, Courtney Bogosian in 5, and Cambria Jewett is in lane 6. So, Corinne, how important are the underwaters here in the butterfly? Because if you'll watch in lane number 4, Hope Zayafith, I believe she has some of the best underwaters I've seen. So let's watch lane 4. So let's talk about underwaters real quickly before they get to the wall here. How important are underwaters in the fly?
Underwaters in the 100 fly will save you. You're sprinting 4 laps of fly, arguably the hardest stroke, definitely on your arms. So getting as far as you can underwater and efficiently is really a big saver.
So as they get toward the end here, it's Hope Zayafith in lane 4, and she will take it 57.01. For Zayafith, Maddie Wambach second, Abby McGuire third. So those strong underwaters propelling Zayafith to victory here. She is your A-flight winner in the 15 and over 100 fly. We'll move into the boys' butterfly. Trevor Smith in lane 1, Miller Wasik in 2, Matthew Smith in 3, Breakin Shea in 4, Jonathan Gow in 5, Owen Shandaria in 6. So as we mentioned earlier, Corinne was actually the first alternate or second alternate for the 100 fly. So Corinne, do some self-analyzing of your 100 fly this morning. What did you do good? What do you wish you could have done maybe a little bit different?
I know for sure I needed to get my hips up higher. Like I had kind of mentioned before, I tend to swim my fly solely with my arms, which isn't the smartest, but we're working on it. And I think my underwaters, I was definitely working on them and getting really quick in and out of the wall.
Always important getting in and out of those walls. So Matthew Smith and Breakin Shea, 2 teammates from Crimson, they're 3 and 4, so they're battling here. Smith in 3, Shea in 4. It looks like Smith has the lead, and it will be Breakin Smith, 105.61. Excuse me, Matthew Smith. I confused the names there. Matthew Smith takes it. Breakin Shea takes second. Jonathan Gow third. So 2/10 separating them. We'll move in to the 13-14 A final here. Pierce Broush in lane 1, Zach Dauphin in 2, Zach Prue in 3, Ara Parsegian in 4, Holden Brown in 5, Jack Eady in 6. If you're just joining us, we have Corinne Cartwright with us. She's a standout swimmer on the Gators team, offering her, so far, very good insight into the world of swimming. Zach Prue offering some good swimming here in lane 3, out in a 25.73. Holden Brown in second, Parsegian running third, but we can already tell Zach Prue, this is Zach's race. So Holden Brown is closest to him in lane 5, but we saw Prue dominate this race this morning in prelims, and he's dominating it right now. He had a 57.03 in prelims, and he's going to drop that. He's going to go a 55.91. So Zach Prue goes a 55.91 to take first. Holden Brown will take second. Ara Parsegian in third. We'll move on to the 15 and overs. Addie Cole in lane 1, Patrick O'Connor in 2, Ryan Connors in 3, John Ziegert in 4, Nick Zerver in lane 5, and Andrew Eng in lane 6. Corinne, what's your, I think butterfly is your favorite stroke, but correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yeah, I'd definitely say butterfly. I like the challenge. I think it's just, a lot of people tend to shy away from it, but it's pretty cool.
Patrick O'Connor was first to the wall there, 25.34. His split. So strong underwater there by John Ziegert in lane 4, and Ziegert will take it, 54.06 for Ziegert. Second place will be Patrick O'Connor. Third place will come from lane 5. That's Nick Zerver. We'll move on to the A final. Andrew Dew in lane 1, Andrew Kim in 2, Alan Zhang in 3, William McClellan in 4, Christopher Smith in 5, and Zach Halsey in 6. We'll get Corinne a little more involved when we have a little more time. These races are so fast.
We mentioned before getting a fast start off the block, but a lot of it is also using every part of your body to get off the block. I notice with this A flight of boys, they do a good job using their arms to propel them forward as well as pushing off strong with their legs.
See, that's great insight, and that's why we have you here, Corinne. So Alan Zhang in lane 3, William McClellan in lane 4. Zhang was the top qualifier, and he will be your winner, 50.71 for Zhang. McClellan goes a 51.86. Christopher Smith takes third, a 52 flat. So that will take us into event number 60. It is our one and only 11 and 12.50 breaststroke heat. Reedy Sharma in lane 1, Samara Ghali in 2, Kara Hill in 3, Samantha Ikabuchi in 4, Dia Cole in 5, Chloe Burke in 6. So Corinne, we're transitioning into breaststroke. Where does breaststroke rank as far as your top 4 strokes?
Definitely last. Not my area of expertise. It really never has been, but everyone's different.
Kara Hill from Wayland Community Pool in lane 3 out to the early lead. And actually, that's it. It's a 50. So I'm thinking we're swimming 100s here. So Kara Hill takes it. Samantha Ikabuchi second. Dia Cole will take third. We'll move into the 200 breast after the boys. Connor Downing in lane 2, Finn Glatt in 3, Evan Frechette in 4, Thomas Baldwin in lane 5. So Finn Glatt had the top time this morning, 39:32. So it's Glatt and Frechette battling it out in lanes 3 and 4. Frechette made a late move there. Very fast tempo to Frechette's breaststroke. Reminds me of Jay Lapina with that very quick tempo. So Frechette and Glatt battling it out. It will be Finn Glatt, though, taking it 39:25. Frechette goes a 40:34, so less than a second separating them. Third place is going to go to Connor Downing in lane 2 from Crimson. So congratulations to Finn Glatt. We'll move into the girls' 13 and over 200-yard breaststroke. This will be the B final. So where am I in my program here? So Indy Gorman in lane 1, Hunter Dubois in 2, Addison Bonner in 3, Lily Colucci in lane 5. So we only have we have 4. Lanes 1, 2, 3, and 5. So Gorman, Dubois, Bonner, and Colucci. So Corinne, what are we looking for here in the breaststroke? What makes a fast breaststroker?
Being able to grab a lot of water when you pull yourself up for the breadth of the breaststroke, but also being able to shoot forward to bring yourself forward quickly, I'd say is really important.
And we see some breaststrokers like Evan Frechette that we just saw, and Jay Lapina comes to mind, with a really fast tempo, right? So a fast tempo, the number of strokes they have per length of the pool is really high. Then we see other breaststrokers just the opposite. They have a lower number of strokes and they glide a little more. What's the better strategy, or is there a better strategy?
I think that attests to how personal and different swim is for everyone, because not everything works for different people. Abby's waving at me. But definitely for the 200, I'd say starting out strong and being able to glide, because you really don't want that super fast tempo breaststroke, especially for a 200, because that's when you get really tired and it's hard to finish out that race. I know from talking to some teammates and from doing the 200 breaststroke myself, it's a lot on the legs. The breaststroke kick, especially in a 200.
So Addison Bonner from Liquid Space, your leader in lane 3. You saw her on the turn there, taking a little extra time, get some more oxygen into those lungs. So she's running in first, a good 10 seconds ahead of Hunter Dubois from Gators. It's Lily Colucci in third. So Corinne, you mentioned it's not your favorite stroke. Why is that? Just everyone's different, or what makes you not a big fan of breaststroke?
Yeah, I think it's just always been a challenge for me. Just the dynamic of the stroke, like the way it is, my body just not the best for it.
Doesn't want to cooperate. So here we go. Addison Bonner will take it 3:06 flat. She's from Liquid Space. Hunter Dubois will take second from Gators in lane 2. Third place will go to Lily Colucci in lane 5. So she's from Liquid Space as well. So your B flight winner is Addison Bonner from Liquid Space. Once again, 3:06.00. We'll move into the A flight final.
B2, 13-14, A final.
Taylor O'Neill in lane 1, Angela Parasolt in 2, Audrey Bonin in 3, Maggie Holland in 4, Victoria Zhang in 5, Sydney Brady in 6. It was Audrey Bonin with the top time coming in 2:37.69. So Corinne, in the breaststroke, I believe it's been within the last 5 or maybe 10 years that they added in that ability to do a dolphin kick off the starts and off the wall, if I'm not mistaken. How has that changed the breaststroke?
Yeah, that was definitely a big step for breaststrokers and for swimming. So you are allowed that one dolphin kick and an entire pull down and pull up underwater, and one breaststroke pull to bring you to the surface. And those pullouts are really important, especially for someone like me who's not a great breaststroke stroke. I really use those pullouts to get me down the pool.
So Audrey Bonin coming in on the 100. She'll be your leader in lane 3. She's followed closely by Angela Parasolt. So Bonin and Parasolt, along with Holland, arguably 3 of the hottest 13-14 swimmers over the past few months. We've seen their progressions.
There's also a big difference in some of the girls' pullouts. You can do your butterfly kick with the pull, like at the same time, or you can do them separate. So that changes a lot in the competition among the girls and the boys.
What's the better way to do it? What gains the most energy moving forward as Bonin remains in first, 155.39 as she enters her final 50?
That depends on your strength. If you're a really good kicker, you might want to do them separate. If you gain your power from your pull down, doing them the same also may bring you to the top.
So Audrey Bonin has pulled away here in our final 25. Yes, it is the final 25. Bonin in lane 3 from Crimson. She'll take first. Parasolt will take second. So congratulations. Audrey Bonin goes to 2:34.01. Angela Parasolt will take second at 2:38.87. Third place will go to Maggie Holland in lane 4, 2:42.72. So congratulations to Audrey Bonin. She is your 13 and over 200 A flight winner. We'll move on to the 15 and over B flight right now. Ellen Marie Prue in lane 1, Lily Jonkis in 2, Grace Bogosian in 3, Savannah Lombardi in 4, Isabella Bobasea in 5. So Corinne, height comes up all the time in swimming. You know, especially on the boys' side, you see most of the men's swimmers on the Olympic teams and on the national teams. They're very tall, 6'3 plus. You see that a lot on the girls' side, but you also see some smaller swimmers as well, as we just saw watching the Olympic trials this past week. How much of an advantage does a taller swimmer have over a shorter one, or maybe is there not that much of a difference?
Taller swimmers can definitely get that, when it comes down to really tight races, they definitely get that reach on the wall, and have a lengthened stroke, so it could take them less strokes to get down the pool just because they're that much longer. But I know for some of the shorter swimmers, it's easier to get in and out of those walls, which is really important.
So Grace Bogosian in lane 3 has moved ahead of Lombardi. So Bogosian from Gators in 3, Lombardi from Gators in lane 4. It's Jonkis occupying 3rd place right now in lane 2. Bogosian went at 2:38.97 this morning in prelims. Savannah Lombardi went at 2:39.09. So not really a lot of time separating them, a tenth of a second. So, Corinne, What's Savannah's strategy here? She's got to make up some time here in this final 50.
She's really getting her tempo up. I can see that.
Little long on the turn there.
Yeah, she does have a really long stroke, but when she gets her tempo up, she can definitely drive hard and fast.
So Bogosian continues to be your leader. In lane 3, I got tongue-tied there. Lombardi closing the gap. But it's going to take quite the effort to catch Bogosian. They're at the flags, and it will be Grace Bogosian who takes it 236.78. Lombardi goes to 238.46. Jonkis goes to 244.41 for third place. That will take us into our A final. So our A final is coming up here. Emily Richardson in 1, Zoe Davis in 2, Kelsa Dador in 3, Bella Smith in 4, Maggie Mahoney in 5, and Sadie Brown in 6. So Corinne, with the Olympics right around the corner coming up next month, obviously we're all excited to watch your teammate, Jayla, compete along with Troy. What are you looking forward to most in the Olympics as far as swimming is concerned? Outside of Jayla, is there a specific event? Is there a specific swimmer? Talk to me a little bit about that.
I think I'm definitely excited for the 2 fly. Being that Michael Phelps has just dominated most of the fly events for so many years, now all these newbies everyone has an up-and-coming chance of taking that gold medal. So that will be definitely interesting to watch, and it's always fun watching Katie Ledecky. She's just amazing.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point as we watch Kelsa Dador here in lane 3 effortlessly glide through the pool. Looks like she's got a pretty good sunburn going on her back, and we talked about this in the pregame. I noticed Kelsa's sunburn, and I said to my partner, she's probably going to, I don't know who this girl is, but she's probably going to go out and win her championship tonight. And it looks like she is doing just that. So Kelsa Dador from Crimson, the 17-year-old, she came in with a 231.24. She has about a 2 to 3 body length lead right now on her closest racer. And it looks like it's either Richardson in 1 or Brown in 6 or Davis in 2. So Kelsa Dador from Crimson, 17 years old, went a 231.24 this morning. She'll hit the wall and make her final turn here. So Dador touches in a 222.74. It will be Sadie Brown taking second out of lane 6, 229.19. Zoe Davis will take third. We'll move into the boys' 200 breaststroke. And Corinne, you make a good point. It really is an interesting year with swimmers like Michael Phelps, Ryan Lochte, Nathan Adrian no longer in the Olympics. Gives swimmers like Michael Andrew and Caleb Dressel a chance to shine. So we've kicked off the 200 breast for the boys. There's only 2 swimmers, Patrick, what do we got, lanes 3 and 4. So Miller Wasik in lane 3, Benjou in lane 4. You mentioned Katie Ledecky. I can't think about Katie Ledecky without thinking about Katie Grimes. So she's the 15-year-old, the youngest member of the U.S. Olympic team. She qualified in the 800. So Ledecky and Grimes will swim. That must be amazingly exciting, but also very nerve-wracking as well. Being the youngest swimmer on the Olympic team in the event that Katie Ledecky is a legend in.
Yeah, I still can't believe it. She's only 15 years old. She's the same age as me. Like, I can't imagine being on a big stage like that in front of the whole world. So I give props to her for that.
Yeah, it was quite the night to see when she did qualify. She will not be the youngest Olympic swimmer, so Team Canada has a 14-year-old 200 freestyler. Her name escapes me right now, but the Canada Olympic trials were going on the same week as the U.S. teams. But for a 15-year-old to make the Olympic team is quite an accomplishment. As we watch Miller Wasik here in lane 3. So if you remember this morning, Wasik had his goggles break right down the middle. So his goggles were under his cap. So he had one goggle by his right ear, one goggle by his left ear, and they just kept smashing him in the face with every stroke he took. He finished the race. He persevered. Eyes closed, as Elisa points out, eyes were closed most of the race. So he'll make the turn for his final 50.
Yeah, I think I did see that race. And the other thing notable about that race was his teammates. They saw that his goggles had broke, and for anyone to have that happen to, it's tough because we rely on them to see. And so all of his teammates cheering him on at the end of the lane, I think that really pushed him through it.
So, and I'll ask you this question after this race because Miller Wasik is about to finish up. Want to give Miller his due. So Miller came in with a time of 3:03.16 this morning. His teammates cheering him on, like Corinne mentioned, on the far end of the pool. He may not beat that time, but he is beating the field by about 8 or 9 lengths. So Miller Wasik will take it 3:05.12. Benjou will take second. So Corinne, you can start your answer to this question now. We'll stop at the start and then go again. Have you ever had your goggles break in the middle of a race, or maybe not break, but come off your face?
Well, that was a lot of excitement from the Gator team.
So Corinne, I don't think you heard my question. Did you? Oh, okay. Oh, you're saving it for the start. She's such a professional.
So not that I can remember that my goggles have broken. I think they've definitely come off and filled with water, which it's just so disorienting. But I don't think I can remember a time where they've broken. I've been lucky for that.
So how do you prepare for that equipment malfunction? How do you prepare for the goggles coming off your face in the big race, whether it's a qualifier or a championship or a preliminary? How do you prepare for that? Does the Gator team practice with no goggles here and there to prepare? How does a swimmer be ready for that moment?
I can remember when I was little, I think we would do no goggle races or try and swim with our eyes closed because we thought it was fun. But really, I think it's about knowing, having backup and knowing that your goggles are right for you and to your face. There's really no anticipating when it could happen. It's just, it can happen to anyone.
So Damian Figet-Kosarev blazing through his 200 breaststroke. He was the top qualifier for the 13 and 14s, 2:16.44. His Gator teammates cheering him on at the sides of the pool. Figet-Kosarev, one of the best breaststrokers in New England in the 13, 14-year-old ranks. When I think about boys breaststrokers, two names come to mind. Max LaRoche, Damian Figuet-Kosarev. You saw LaRoche win the 100 breast yesterday in dramatic fashion. Figuet-Kosarev has a gigantic lead on the next closest swimmer. That's George Lamb from Crimson, a very good breaststroker in his own right, as is Pierce Brausch. But it's Figuet-Kosarev. Went at 2:16.44 this morning. Let's see what he closes out in now at 2:15.88. So a personal best, I believe, for Figuet-Kosarev. George Lamb will take second. Pierce Brausch will take third. We will move on to the 15 and over B finals.
B3, 15 and over B final.
Ryan Kornacki in lane 2. Preston Dice in lane 3. Will Noonan in 4. Patrick Smith in 5. Corinne, what's the difference, or what's it like swimming at a big pool like Brown, which is what you are all used to, and then coming into a smaller pool like Seekonk? Is there a difference? Is there not a difference? Which pool do you like better?
Definitely Brown. We're really lucky to be able to compete and sometimes practice at such a nice facility. This might sound silly, but there are fast and slow pools. I know definitely for me, Brown has been a fast pool, and just having more space on the deck, I think, really makes it run smoother, the meet itself. But we're happy to be racing here at Seekonk, given that we were at Pods for so long, which is an even smaller pool. I think we do pretty good.
So Will Noonan, on the strength of those unreal pullouts in lane 4. So Noonan is able to traverse almost half of the pool on these pullouts.
Yeah, those pullouts are strong.
So he goes about a third of the pool underwater. He's able to avoid all that choppy water on top, get underneath it. We'll have a good view of him here on the near side.
He hits that sweet spot too. There's a sweet spot under the water where you glide the best. You don't want to be too shallow and you don't want to be too deep. I think he hits it well.
It's good to know. I didn't even think about there being a specific spot under the water to be at. I knew obviously you don't want to be at the top. So Will Noonan in lane 4 on his way to taking it. Preston Dice made a good move at the end in lane 3, but it's Noonan 2:23.88. Dice 2:26.11. Third place would go to Patrick Smith in lane 5. We'll move into the A final, and this is where we'll see the matchup of the night, Corinne. So last night I was talking about the 100 breast race between Max LaRoche and William Aenon. Aenon was probably leading for about 80 yards of that race. LaRoche won in the last 10 to 15 yards. We'll see a rematch of these two right here in lanes 3 and 4. Christopher Smith in lane 1, Michael Yang in 2, Max LaRoche in 3, William Aenon in 4, Dylan Jewett in 5, and Ben Connors in lane 6. So as you watch this race, Corinne, what stands out to you? What sticks out to you as you're looking at these A-flight finalists on the boys' side?
we were talking about tempo before. If you look at Max LaRoche, he has a very high tempo in his breaststroke, and he's able to hold that for a while, where you see Max, his name is, has that longer, more powerful stroke. But I think it being finals, the stakes are high and the adrenaline is running, and these two going head to head, it pushes both of them a lot more.
Max LaRoche from Gators in lane 3, William Anon from Gators in lane 4. If you see LaRoche starting to pull away a little bit at the 100, Anon with those strong pullouts seems to catch up to LaRoche. Looks like maybe he doesn't hit that sweet spot. He may go a little bit deeper in the water when he finishes his pullout. Takes him a little longer to get to the surface. Let's take a look at this pullout here. That one actually looked a lot better.
Yeah,
so,
when you're taking that first stroke off your pullout, you really want to be breaking through the surface with the most power and starting your stroke.
So Anon with a solid pullout there comes within probably about a half a second of LaRoche. This is going to set up to be another exciting final. It will be LaRoche to the wall first by about a half a second. Max LaRoche in lane 3, William Anon in lane 4. Anon looks like he's actually caught LaRoche. They are stroke for stroke as they hit the flags. LaRoche in 3, Anon in 4, and it's Max LaRoche taking it. 208.56 for LaRoche, 209.11 for Anon. LaRoche punches the water in excitement. Another exhilarating finish. Christopher Smith will take third from Crimson in lane 1. So Max LaRoche getting it done again. The 100 breaststroke winner last night, the 200 breaststroke winner tonight.
Yeah, you really saw Will on that last 25. He was about half a body length to a full body length ahead. That shows you the strength of those pullouts.
So we'll move now into event 64, the girls 11-12 100-yard backstroke. Sadie Gagnon in 1, Caden McKibben in 2, Kara Wilson in 3, Lydia Kraft in 4, Kara Hill in 5, Tatum Lombardi in 6. So Corinne, we've transitioned over into backstroke now. What are we looking for specifically?
For a 50 backstroke this is?
This is the 100.
100 backstroke. So that tempo with your hands, very, very important. I learned that, and that is something I could have done better in my 100 back this morning, but also getting those hips open and swinging. When you're sprinting the 100 backstroke, those legs get tired again, so really keeping those hips moving and that hand tempo fast.
So Caden McKibben in lane 2 was your leader at the 50. McKibben, Wilson, and Kraft all battling, but Lydia Kraft is pulled ahead in lane 4, and it will be Lydia Kraft taking it 104.33. Caden McKibben will take second. Wilson will take third. So one heat of the girls, 11-12. Lydia Kraft is your winner.
We'll see here with the start of the boys. That backstroke start, you really want to look for the swimmers with 90 degrees and getting a lot of the back and butt out of the water.
Let's watch that start here. This is the boys, 11-12, 100-yard backstroke. So William Kinn in lane 1, Riley Wilson in 2, Joseph Gerhard in lane 3, Jack Reed in lane 4, Liam Hauser in 5, and Connor Downing in lane 6. We saw Joseph Gerhard this morning go a 106.40, and we see him after the first 25 already considerably out in front of the field. Corinne, I like to talk about three main things in the backstroke. So head back and straight, shoulder rotation, and hips up, right? What else is there that we should think about?
Yeah, definitely that head. You want to have it all the way back in. Those underwaters, a backstroke turn and underwaters are a lot different than freestyle underwaters. So keeping those backstroke underwaters strong is definitely crucial.
So Josef Gerhard from Gators in lane 3, running away with it like he did this morning. 106.4 this morning. Tonight he'll go a 106.7 and take it home. It will be Jack Reed in second. 112.44. Third place looks to be Riley Wilson from the Storm. 117.53. So we'll move into event 48, the girls 13 and over 100-yard backstroke.
Nice job, swimmers. Split the pool, please. Split the pool. B1, 13-14, B final.
Jillian Blasi in lane 1. Caroline Blakesley in 2. Jillian Frechette in 3. Carrie Cabral in 4. Jane Dator in 5. Emma Wilcox in 6. It was Frechette with the top time this morning by 1/100th, 111.35. Corinne, what's the trick to keeping the hips up in the water? Is it just to continuously kick? Or what, from a body mechanics standpoint, how do you keep those hips up and that body parallel?
Definitely the rotation. So the rotation of the arms and the rotation of the hips coincide, they go together, but they also can be very different. So keeping the shoulders moving as well as the hips open so you're rotating to both sides of your body will help you with that strong kick.
Blakesley, Frechette, and Cabral were 1, 2, 3 at the 50 wall. Looks like Blakesley still your leader in lane 2. Cabral has snuck into second in lane 4. Frechette battling with Wilcox in lane 6 for third. It will be Blakesley who takes first. Cabral will take second. Emma Wilcox will take third out of lane 6. So Caroline Blakesley goes a 108.45 after going a 111.78 this morning. So that's a 3-second drop.
B2, 13-14, A final.
We'll have the A final right now. Anya Seo in lane 1, Chloe Song in 2, Madison Stearns in 3, Katrin Dupre in 4, Jillian Giesler in 5, Audrey Bonin in lane 6. Madison Stearns clocked the fastest time this morning, 104.48. So she's in lane 3 from Crimson. And she's out in front early here. Let's take a look at these turns. So Stearns with a good turn. Didn't stay underwater for long, so she was fighting that water on top. She remains in first. Dupre in second. Song in third. And Stearns will make the turn for home. The winner of your 13-14 A final. She went a 104.48 this morning. She goes a 102.56 today. Dupre will take second, Song third, but Madison Stearns, your A final winner, will move into the B final for the 15 and overs.
B3, 15 and over, B final.
Olivia Klippel, oh, excuse me there. Voice is going. Olivia Klipfel in lane 1, Ava Wong in 2, Courtney Bogosian in 3, Tegan Jeffers in 4, Ginger Berry in lane 5, and Ella Kunanen in lane 6. Courtney Bogosian had the fastest time this morning of the B finalist, 101.23 versus Jeffers 101.24, so 1/100th.
I noticed Courtney and Tegan both had that good 90 degrees and got the majority of their body out of the water on that start. That'll really help you and allow you to arch back and throw your arms back for a quick reaction.
So Berry was in first at the turn. She's in lane 5. She looks to still be in first. Bogosian making a late push in lane 3, but it will be Ginger Berry taking it. 1:00.19. Bogosian goes a 1:00.99. Jeffers goes a 1:01.3. Go ahead, Corinne.
You'll notice with these older girls, they take a butterfly kick at the end of their backstroke, while some of the younger kids didn't. That's something that just got added to swimming recently, where they can finish. We'll wait for the start.
Addison Abreu in lane 1, Braylon Wilson in 2, Sonia Mlakar in 3, Cambria Jewett in lane 4, Hope Zayafith in 5, Ainsley Nayland in 6. Go ahead, Corinne.
But what's really important about that butterfly kick at the finish is that some part of your body has to be above the water. I know some swimmers get called for that. If they're completely submerged at the finish, that is a disqualification.
So it was Mlakar to the wall first, followed by Abreu, 0.3 of a second separating them. Cambria Jewett running third from the storm in lane 4. Let's watch these far end turns here. It looks to be Mlakar and Abreu. I have an obstructed view of lane 1, but Mlakar and Abreu. It will be Sonia Mlakar in lane 3. Abreu will take second, 59.22. Third place will be Hope Zayafith, 59.93. So Sonia Mlakar, 58.31 for your winner. We'll move into the boys. Take a look at the boys' starts, Corinne. Owen Shandaria in lane 1, Matthew Smith in 2, Jack Eady in 3, Breakin Shea in 4, Dominic Meal in 5, George Lamb in 6. So, Corinne, I would think traditionally boys have a little more upper body strength. It's a little easier for them to get into that 90-degree position that you were talking about, getting their butts and backs out of the water.
Yeah, I think we just watched these are 13, 14. I didn't see a lot of that, so it definitely comes with time and experience. The great part about swim is that you're always learning, so you're always looking for more. So those older girls, you saw a lot more of that than these younger boys.
So Jack Eady, Breakin Shea, Dominic Meal, 1, 2, 3. At the 50, Jack Eady continues to lead the way. Breakin Shea making a late push here, but it will be Jack Eady in lane 3 who takes it. 1:04.10. Shea goes a 1:04.63. Matthew Smith will take third, 1:07.03. We'll move on to the A final. Now this is the A final, Corinne, for the 13-14 boys.
League 2, 13-14 A final.
Moritz Gerhard in 1, Keith Hartman in 2, Zach Prue in 3, Nick Kavik in 4, Jackson White in 5, Zach Dauphin in lane 6. Zach Prue had the top time this morning, 58.52. He's in lane 3 and already out to a body length lead on Nick Kavik. Kavik is known to come back. Keep an eye on Keith Hartman in lane 2 as well. Contrasting body styles there between Hartman and Kavik. Both Hartman tall, Kavik a little bit shorter. But you see, it always isn't the height that wins out in swimming.
Yeah. You may have noticed Keith Hartman on the start. He had his feet staggered, which I just recently learned was okay in swimming. So again, a different type of backstroke start that can bring advantage.
Zach Prue getting it done, 57.40. It's Nick Kavik, 59.21. Third place will go to Keith Hartman, 59.65. So all 3 of the top 3 swimmers sub 1 minute, so that's a great milestone. But it's Zach Prue, your winner. We'll move on to the 15 and over B final. And I think as we see the stronger older boys get in the water, we'll see even more getting out of their butts and backs out of the water. Lane 1 will be open here. Quentin Miguel in lane 2, Christopher Smith in 3, Benjamin Lee in 4, Ginsberg in 5, Nick Zerva in lane 6. Corinne, the thing that gets me from the boys to the girls, especially at this age, is the power, right? The power, the white water that you see from the boys, you just don't see that type of power on the girl side.
Yeah, the boys are honestly fun to watch, and they tend to have a lot more of those really close, coming down to fingertip length races. And I think it just comes with they're all hitting their peaks and they're getting a lot stronger.
Christopher Smith in lane 3. It's pulling away here at the wall, and it will be Christopher Smith. I'm sorry, my screen got all jammed up here. I'm used to 1, 2, 3. Christopher Smith takes first, Benjamin Lee second, Quentin Miguel in third. Smith goes a 55.60. He went a 57.11 this morning. So, Corinne, once we get going with this A final, we're going to talk about time drops, because I'd like to get your perspective on time drops and tech suits. Andrew Dew in lane 1, Alan Zhang in 2, Gabe Lee in 3, Paul Denega in 4, Dylan Jewett in 5, Ryan Connors in 6. So, Corinne, quickly, because this one will be a quick race. Tech suits, mental or real?
Both. When it comes to championship races, when everyone has a tech suit on, it's really not going to give you that much of an advantage. The advantage of tech suits is that they repel water, so theoretically you glide through the water quicker. But a lot of it is mental. When you're suited up, you feel powerful, and especially at finals, you have that confidence and that adrenaline of just go, go, go.
Gabe Lee coming down the stretch was our winner this morning, and he will take it this afternoon. Gabe Lee in number 3 gets it done, 52.95 for Lee. Paul Denega will take second, 53.36. Alan Zhang taking third, 53.60. So now we'll move into the portion of the program that I know is one of Corinne's favorite races, the 50 free. We're going to start with the 11 and 12 girls.
Heat 1, A final.
Reese Gravelin in 1, Cara Hill in 2, Lydia Kraft in 3, Caden McKibben in 4, Sadie Gagnon in 5, and Kara Wilson in lane 6. So Lydia Kraft comes in with the top time, 26:40. Corinne, do you remember what your top 50 free time was at 12?
I don't know, but she might be beating them.
So it's Kraft in 26:1 taking first. Caden McKibben takes second. Sadie Gagnon third, 27:01 for Gagnon. So 0.2 of a second drop for Gagnon. We'll move into event number 69, the boys 11 and 12. 50-yard freestyle. Evan Frechette in 1, William Park in 2, Joseph Gerhard in 3, Jack Reed in 4, Finn Glatt in 5, Lucas Wang in lane 6. Joseph Gerhard went a 27:80 this morning. He's in lane number 3. And again, one of those swimmers got shot out of a cannon in the beginning, going to win this race by over a body length. Joseph Gerhard from the Gators, 27:91. Jack Reed takes second, 29:27. It's William Park taking third, 31:16. So Joseph Gerhard
B1, 13-14, B1.
Victoria Zhang in 1, Stearns 2, Newburn 3, Data 4, Bagdasarian in 5, Brady in 6, and Corinne, I failed to mention this, so Corinne is also on the Seekonk High School Wall of Fame along with teammates Jayla Pina and Addison Abreu for a school record in the relay. I point this out because Lydia Kraft will be going into 7th grade next year in Seekonk, likely swimming on the high school team, and I think there's going to be a lot of records broke with those four as well. As you see, Jane Dater taking first. Madison Stearns will take second. Zhang will take third.
B2, 13-14, A5.
Zhang had a really good reaction time on that one.
So good reaction time with Zhang. We'll check out the A flight finalist. Katrin Dupre in 1, Alexandra Akhmeva in 2, Maggie Holland in 3, Joss Halsey in 4, Peyton Brady in 5, Chloe Song in 6.
We talked earlier about how the mid-distance races, there's a lot of different race plans. A 50, you're not thinking at all. It's just go.
Put your head down and swim. Too close to call here. Halsey getting it done, 25:83. Maggie Holland takes second, 25:94. Akhmeva third, 25:95. We'll move into the 15 and over girls B final.
B3, 15 and over, B5.
Izzy Gianetto in lane 1, Kelsa Dador in 2, Isabella Bobasea in 3, Hope Zayafith in 4, Braylon Wilson in 5, Savannah Lombardi in lane 6.
Everyone loves the 50s because anyone can sprint, but it's really important that you hit every single part of the race. The start, the swim, the turn.
And Kelsa Data does just that in lane 2, 25:55 for Kelsa, her second win of the day, of the night actually. Hope Zayafith second, Izzy Gianetto third. That brings us to our A final.
B4, 15 and over, A final.
Ella Kunanen in 1, Addison Abreu in 2, Emily Kang in 3, Ainsley Nayland in 4, Tegan Jefferson 5, Julia Pelchat in lane 6.
This is when it's fun. When it's fingernails difference.
So 1, 2, 3, Kang nailing a brew. Kang goes to 24.85 to take it. Nailing a 25.39, a brew at 25.48. We'll move into the boys. Corinne, we're almost done here. It's been a pleasure. What are your plans for the future? What do you want to do when the proverbial what do you want to do when you grow up question? We'll wait for the start here. I'll give the lane assignments quick. Yang in 1, Abdulin in 2, Hartman in lane 3, Shandaria in 4, Gerhard in 5, Snyder in 6.
Being that swim has been such a big part of my life for so long, I hope to continue coaching when I'm older, but I do also want to get into a lot of the sports rehab kind of stuff. I was injured.
Coming down the stretch here, and it's Keith Hartman taking it in lane 1. So Keith Hartman goes to 25.41. Shandaria takes second. Abdulin takes third. That will bring us to our A final for the 13-14s. So sports rehab, a very good field to get into. A field you know well, like you said, because you've had some rehabilitative injuries, so to speak, right? Jackson White in lane 1, Holden Brown in 2, Zach Prue in 3, Nick Kavik in 4, Damian Figued Kosarev in 5, Ara Parsegian in lane 6.
Yeah, I really gained a lot of respect for athletic trainers, and especially with swimmers. There's a big difference between swim injuries and all other sports.
So Zach Prue for the second time tonight. Your winner in lane 3, 23.91. Holden Brown takes second, 24.02. Nick Kavik third, 24.16. We'll move on to the 15 and overs. So our final 2 heats of the night. Patrick Smith in lane 1, Alex Lopes in 2, Paul Denega in lane 3, Max Ginsberg in 4, Dan Brudney in 5, Patrick O'Connor in lane 6. You're right, this is where it does get fun. These crazy sprints. Max Ginsberg looks to be in the lead here, and it is Max Ginsberg, 23.04. Lopes takes second, 23.28. Dan Brudney takes third, and this brings us to our final event of the night. Corinne, it has been a blast having you on. I know all of the people on the broadcast have enjoyed your insight and commentary, for sure.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We hope you'll come back another time in between races and finals and all that good stuff. Alan Zhang in 1, Andrew Dew in 2, William McClellan in 3, John Ziegler in 4, Benjamin Lee in 5, and Garrett Jones in lane 6. Let's see if anyone breaks 22 here. McClellan went at 22.1 this morning. And McClellan goes to 21.87 to take it and close us out. I know, wow is right. 21.87 for McClellan. Zhang takes second. Zeiger goes third. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you to Corinne Cartwright from Gators for joining us. We'll gladly have you back anytime, Corinne. Best of luck. Rest of the summer, rest of the swim season, and good luck in the school season next year.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that does it from Seekonk High School. It was a spectacular weekend of racing here. We'll move on to championship. Oh, no, hold on, that doesn't do it. Corinne has pointed out, I think there's some sort of a swim off.
100 fly swim off?
Oh. Oh, was the one fly that race that they fault started? There was like. Okay, so we do have, I can't see who this is. It's a crimson swimmer. Looks like Jillian Giesler. So Giesler looks like she's swimming the one fly. So I don't know the backstory here, but if you remember, in the girls' one fly, there were multiple false starts. So it looked as if, to me, there were multiple false starts.
I think there was a girl that false started, and I think she was able to reswim it because it wasn't her who false started, but maybe the other person that made her like stumble.
Yep.
That could be why. So it wasn't necessarily a fault on her part, but.
So I think that's Jillian Giesler from Crimson. She's in lane 3. She's swimming. It is Jillian Giesler. Okay, so we're not sure who it is. It's a Crimson swimmer. She's in lane 3 and doing the butterfly. We'll get you a final time. 108.21 for her. So I wish I could provide more context on the backstory there, but that is a wrap on our meet for this weekend. On behalf of Seekonk High School, all of the coaches, officials, parent volunteers, timers, most importantly, all of the swimmers with their outstanding efforts this weekend, we wish you the best of luck in championship season. We're coming upon championship season in July and a little bit of the beginning of August rest time, and then we started up all over again September. So for the last time this season, broadcasting from the Mayor's Natatorium on the Seekonk High School campus, I am Jeremy Abreu. Thank you for joining us, and have a great rest of your summer.